Greetings YouTube, this is episode 25 of TEW 2016 WWE Red vs. Blue, and we are live for Smackdown Live, and it's the aftermath of the WWE Backlash pay-per-view, Smackdown exclusive pay-per-view that happened this past Sunday in game time. And the show is being held in front of 9,093 people at the Vehas Arena. And we kick off the show with the newly heel turned Usos coming out to a bunch of boos from the crowd. And they come out to no music, there's no face paint on them, and they're just dressed in black garb. And they kind of walk out with the swagger to them. And they get in the ring and they kind of survey the crowd as the crowd is booing them. And Jimmy gets on the mic and he goes, "We hear all the boos, we hear you. In fact, we've heard it for the last year and a half. No matter what we did, we didn't get the type of reaction we deserved. We came out here and did our haka dance, we wore face paint, we did everything to not be like every other Samoan that has come through sports entertainment over the years." And then Jay goes, "And where did that get us? Nowhere. See, we didn't want to be stereotyped as some wild savages that other Samoans have been portrayed as. We wanted to have fun and show all of you that we were just a couple of good-hearted island boys. And did the WWE Universe accept us? No. Y'all thumbed your noses at us. You thought you were too good for us." And then Jimmy gets back on the mic. He goes, Nah. We are too good for you. While we were out here busting our asses to entertain all of you, you booed us, and you were cheering for some straight up garbage like Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Why? Neither of them can lace our boots on our worst day. First you've got Big Cass. He's 7 foot tall, and they say you can't teach that. You know what else can't be taught? Talent. Talent in which he has none of. He's just another line of overgrown goofs that are only in the company because of how tall they are. And Jay goes, and then we have Enzo Amore, the so-called realest guy in the room. The guy who, if his wrestling ability and matched his mouth, would be WWE champion right now. Instead of winning championships, the only thing he wins is the guy most likely to get punched in the mouth backstage. He claims to be a certified G. However, what you don't know is that the G stands for garbage. And Jimmy goes, "That's right, Oots. You see, so when we finally kicked the ever-loving crap out of both of them, it was a breath of fresh air in our careers. See, we were trying our best to please all of you. Even when you guys were booing us, we wanted to make right and try to win you guys back over. But now, nah, we're done with that. No more face paint, no more dancing, no more bright colors. It's a new day for the Usos. From now on, we're going to do things like we would do on the streets. We'll take what we want, when we want it, and we'll kick some teeth in while doing it." And then Jay goes, "Our redemption starts now." So, yeah, just them explaining why they turned heel on Enzo and Cass out at Backlash. And the segment got a 55C- rating, and we go to our first match of the evening. A 65C rating, and a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The Usos defeated Goldust and R-Truth in 850 when Jimmy Uso defeated R-Truth by pinfall with a double Samoan splash. R-Truth had an in-ring performance of 43, Goldust 57, Jimmy Uso 66, and Jay Uso 66. No worker improvements, so an okay match to start the program. And then we move on to our next match, and a decent match. Bray Wyatt defeated Apollo Crews in 11:30 by pinfall with his sister Abigail. Apollo Crews had an in-ring performance of 49, Bray Wyatt 71. No worker improvements. The match got a 67C+ rating, so a decent match there. And then we move on to our backstage promo. Renee Young is backstage with Sasha Banks, Naomi, and the newly debuted as a Backlash Tiffany Terrell. And Renee Young is, welcoming Tiffany to SmackDown Live. And then she turns her attention to Sasha and Naomi. And Renee brings up the elephant in the room about, how everyone expected, Sasha to get Bailey from NXT to be her and Naomi's tag team partner at Backlash, but instead they got Tiffany Terrell. And Sasha is she kind of caught off guard the question, and she's like, you know, I I've been hearing that the last couple days, all over social media, even backstage. I had people coming up and say, "Hey, why didn't you get Bailey to team up with you guys?" And you know, Renee, that's kind of a difficult question because there's so many different factors as to what happened. But rest assured, you know, I tried to get Bailey to be our tag team partner. However, for you know logistics, it just didn't work out. She had a live event, an NXT live event, and I guess she didn't want to, back out of her commitments to NXT. And hey, we totally understand. But, we got Tiffany Terrell here, and she is amazing. And she did a great job at Backlash. And tonight, she's about to face Alicia Fox, and she's going to beat Alicia Fox. So, Renee, to answer your question, just things didn't work out with Bailey, unfortunately. But I'm sure Bailey's time will come. And I will be the first one to hug her when she shows up on WWE TV. So, Naomi, Naomi didn't have much to do with it, but Sasha, she was kind of taken back by the question. I guess she wasn't expecting Renee to ask her about Bailey. And Sasha just kind of, giving her a reason why Bailey wasn't their tag team partner. So, is there truth to it? Is there more than meets the eye? Who knows? Well, I do, but, maybe that's something we'll find out in the weeks and months to come. So, that segment got a 64C rating, and we move on to the next match. In a terrible match, Tiffany Terrell defeated Alicia Fox in 6:38 by pinfall with a diving bulldog. Alicia Fox had an in-ring performance of 37, Tiffany Terrell 44, no worker improvements, a 45D rating, not too great. Next segment, we get the New Day coming out as they're about to compete in a match next. And they come out and they, cut a promo, and they're basically hyping up how, they're on the verge of becoming the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions ever. And, they're running out of competition, and, they want challengers to, compete against them and try to test their mettle. Because they want to break the record, but they also want to be fighting champions. So that segment got a 67C plus rating. Gonna change Xavier Woods' gimmick. Ugh. So we go on, and the next bout, and a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The New Day defeated the Ascension in 11:54 when Big E defeated Connor by pinfall with a big ending, and the New Day make defense number 5 of their WWE Smackdown Tag Team titles. Victor had an in-ring performance of 53, Connor 49, Kofi Kingston 74, and Big E 68. Connor's improving his performance skills. Way to go, Connor. And the match got a 67C plus rating, so an okay match. Could have been better, but the session isn't too over, so I'll let that rating pass. And the next match, in a decent match, Roman Reigns defeated Baron Corbin in 11:10 by pinfall with a spear. Baron Corbin had an in-ring performance of 54, Roman Reigns 75. Segment got a 70C plus rating. Could have been better. But once again, Corbin's not that over, so that probably hindered the match a bit. Complete change. No worker improvements. And then we get a backstage promo with AJ Styles, and he's talking about his loss against Dolph Ziggler this past Sunday at Backlash, and he's basically just kind of, not, he's okay with losing, but at the same time, he's wondering if he made the wrong choice in, shunning Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, because they hooked up with Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler beat him at the pay-per-view, and now he's wondering what's next. But he rests assured that this issue with the club and Dolph Ziggler is not over, and that got a 56C- rating, which could have been better, honestly. And then in our next match, in a decent match, AJ Styles and Sami Zayn defeated Dolph Ziggler and The Miz in 1802, when Sami Zayn defeated The Miz by pinfall with a haluva kick. The Miz had an in-ring performance of 66, Dolph Ziggler 68, Sami Zayn 75, and AJ Styles 71. The match got a 75B- rating, so pretty good match there. The Miz is improving in both technical and performance skills, and AJ is improving in performance skills, so that's definitely good to see. And then we get a backstage segment with Roman Reigns, who's walking backstage after his victory over Baron Corbin, and he looks off camera, and he kind of nods. He's like, "What up, cuz?" And the camera pans over, and the Usos walk up to Roman, and they're like, "Hey, cuz, what's going on?" And Roman is like, "Hey, so what's the deal? What's with all this?" And the Usos are just kind of like brushing it off. They're like, "Roman, it's something we had to do." And speaking of which, glad we ran into you, but we came to our senses. We knew the WWE universe didn't respect us, and when we did that, we changed our ways. We changed our outlook. We stopped catering to them. And quite honestly, it's the best we felt in a long time. Now, you, Roman, you, more than any of us, should know about that. You should know about being disrespected, because for the last couple of years, even longer than us, these fans have been disrespecting you. They have been treating you like some kind of pariah. You're not. You're the best on Smackdown Live. In fact, I think, we think you're the best in the WWE in general. Not just because you're our cousin. You're out there busting your ass week in and week out, day after day, month after month, year after year. And these fans, they don't respect you. And, just like they don't respect us, but we finally saw the light. And Roman, I think it's time for you to see the light as well. And Roman just kind of like brushes it off. He's like, "Guys, I understand the frustration, and trust me, I hear how the fans react to me too. However, I'm not going to change who I am just because the fans, may not like me. If they don't like me, that's their prerogative. But I'm not going to change who I am just because my feelings are hurt. Because there's still people out there that do like me, that they do cheer me, they do look up to me, and I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to continue to fight for them. If they don't like me, that's their problem. But, if doing what you're doing right now helps you and makes you guys feel better, then by all means do it. However, I'm not going to change my ways." And Jimmy and Jay just kind of like shake their head and like, "Hey, cuz, that's your choice. We love you, but just remember, we're here for you, if you change your mind." And at that point, Dean Ambrose walks up, and, kind of like pats Roman on the back, and he walks up to the Usos, and Ambrose kind of like not really sure what's going on, but he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And Usos just kind of like sarcastically nod, and they're like, "We're just leaving. See you, bro." And they nod at Roman and walk off, and Roman kind of looks off in the distance as the Usos walk away, and Ambrose looks over at Roman like, "What's all that all about? What were you guys talking about?" And Roman's like, "Nothing, nothing. Just, they're just trying to talk to me. That's all." Roman's clearly taking what they say seriously, and he's just not sure really what to tell Ambrose when Ambrose is questioning what the Usos were telling Roman. But is there more there? Is there something that's building up between the Usos, Roman, and Ambrose? Who knows? So that segment got a 70 C+ rating. And then we move on to our main event, and a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Kevin Owens drew with Dean Ambrose in 1828 when the match descended into chaos after the Forgotten interfere in the match, and they start beating up on both Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose, mainly Ambrose. They just kind of like tossed Owens out of the ring, and they start beating up on Ambrose. And then Kevin Owens, he gets back in the ring, and the Forgotten look at Kevin Owens like, asking, wanting him to kind of like jump in and try to take them on. And Kevin Owens is like looking around, and he sees that he's outnumbered. He sees Ambrose is down, and Owens is just like, "Yeah, screw it," and he drops down and exits the ring. Because Owens is a heel. He's not going to help Ambrose, and he's certainly not going to put his butt on the line to, get his butt kicked as well. So Owens is just walking out to save his own hide. So Owens got an in-ring performance of 74, Ambrose 80. Ambrose is improving technical skills, and the match got a 78 beat rating, so a pretty decent match there. And then the final segment of the show, the Forgotten are beating up on Ambrose. And this is where Owens drops down and walks out as well. And then Roman Reigns comes out, and he gets in the ring to try to fight off the Forgotten. And once again, the numbers game is too much, and the show ends with the Forgotten laying out Ambrose and Roman Reigns. So no worker improvements in the match, and the segment got a 71 C+ rating. And then we end the show. We got a 75 B- rating, so not too bad there. So the next episode will be the Raw exclusive pay-per-view Fall Brawl. So until next time, take care.